the influence on anime, the influence anime has on pop culture. Okay, anime isn't just for Japanese people anymore. Okay,
Right.
it's everywhere, from high fashion to Hollywood. Anime's influence on global pop culture has never been stronger. In this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
In the segment, we're going to explore how anime has shaped trends, music, fashion, film, and more. From Attack on Titan collabs of Marvel to Demon Slayer breaking box office records in the
Mm.
U.S. Let's break down how do you think anime has become a worldwide phenomenon?
How do I think it's become a worldwide phenomenon? Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. I swear. Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Inuyasha for Americans are the
And, Pokemon.
oh,
Gotta put
Pokemon too. Pokemon got the littler kids. The other ones got the more teenagers, because my sister is 11 years older than me. She was watching Dragon Ball Z in '95. I was coming home from school and I was like, "What's this?" And she was like, "It's Dragon Ball Z." And I was hooked from that point forward. So ever since then, it's just been an increase. Once Naruto came out, it was like
I
train was
started with
rolling.
the original Dragon Ball.
The OG
That's what
Dragon Ball.
OG Dragon Ball.
I have watched probably 30% of the OG Dragon Ball through Toonami, but I haven't watched it in sequential order. So I just got pieces of it.
Start with the Tien saga where Tien is introduced,
Mm-hmm.
and work your way up. It's a really good transition into Dragon Ball Z. The
Just
Dragon
flows.
Ball Z should have started at King Piccolo saga
Right.
and forward.
Kept going. Because I know Dragon Ball Z really wasn't even supposed to be its own thing. It was just supposed to be all Dragon Ball. But I guess Toriyama was ready to end it, so that's why he sectioned it into Z. I guess it's like Shippuden for Naruto.
Right.
But yeah, I think Dragon Ball Z, they really introduced a lot of Americans into anime, and the hype train just ain't slowed down. Japan keep pumping out gas, and we just keep absorbing it. Attack on Titan, JJK, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's just like so many peak stories that come out of there, and that's the thing. It's like a lot of people who aren't into anime, they see a cartoon, but the stories, there's some really fire storytelling, and that's why I'm a big proponent of live action adaptations, because what the MCU is, you could easily get that for animes. It's just a matter of how do we translate this one medium to this other medium. But once we get that, we're gonna be having in-game quality live action animes within the next 25 years. That's my prediction.
Hey, Last Airbender was, or not Last Airbender, the Netflix Airbender
Avatar.
one, Avatar was really good.
Yeah.
I like Netflix One Piece.
Yeah, I banged with that. That was good.
And I'm one of the few people, and I know not a lot of people like this, but I like Death Note.
You liked Death Note?
I liked Death Note
Okay.
with the dude from Naked Brothers Band.
Got you. Yeah, Death Note was they took a lot of liberties. I don't think you could do Death Note as a movie. I think Death Note needs to be a series just to get all of the details right. But
I thought it was good for something that wasn't trying to be the original. It was it deviated away from. It was trying to be its own thing, and I like it.
If you look at it from that lens, true. I think Full Metal and Attack on Titan would be the easiest to adapt if you was
Attack on
trying
Titan
to.
has a live action one.
I mean, like in America.
Didn't it come out with one in America?
Not to my knowledge, no.
I swear I've seen it in theaters in America.
I mean, you might have seen the Japanese one that they made, but I mean, if you were making one with an American-based studio with an American-based budget, I would say Attack on Titan would be the first one I would really go for. Everything from the beginning to the end of the Annie arc, that's one movie right there. And then you could probably break that into 4, maybe 5 cinematic properties.
I liked Detective Pikachu as well.
Detective Pikachu was good. I like Detective Pikachu. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of really close. We've gotten really close. What I would also do to start off is I would do lesser known animes, because if you try straight out the gate with Dragon Ball, the fucking, expectation is up here. You got to go with something that people either haven't seen or haven't heard of, or they're less familiar with. Alita Battle Angel was a really good adaptation. That was a really good movie. People slept on Alita Battle Angel, but I think that was a really good movie that deserved a sequel. And I would say movies in that range, or animes in that range, would be where I would start if I was trying to adapt
There were
anime.
some fans in the UK that were working on a Dragon Ball Z adaptation of Saiyan Saga, doing a movie, and they got shut down because it looked so good. It looked way better than what they were doing with Dragon Ball Evolution.
Well,
And they got shut down.
About Evolution. did they have the rights? Like, did they?
They didn't get the rights, but they were just gonna fan fund it.
Gotcha.
And they had shot a bunch of stuff. They have like a live action trailer,
right?
That's up on YouTube, and I don't know if it got taken down or not, but I know they got shut down. That's why they never came up with it. But they had gotten a lot of like key stuff shot, and for the trailer, and I was like, man, I want to see this, even if it's just a fan made stuff. This looks awesome. This I don't know why they wouldn't just hire those guys. It's like, hey, we'll give you a bigger budget and work on Dragon Ball Evolution 2 and make it look like that.
After Evolution, Toriyama was real like skittish on letting Americans make another adaptation. So, I mean, maybe in the next 30, 40 years we'll get something. But I mean, I don't blame them. I know the Berserk had a similar situation. Somebody was making an anime of Berserk, and it was looking real fire, and they was just going to do it themselves. And Berserk was like, "Yeah, y'all gotta stop. y'all cannot do this." But I would love to see a anime of Berserk that's like as accurate as you can possibly make it. I know there's a lot of thematics that people would be very uncomfortable with, viewing, because of the nature of Berserk's material, but as close as you can get would be dope.
Yeah, I think anime's had a huge pop culture thing, especially because I have a 5-year-old, and when the 5-year-old knows about like Dragon Ball Z and stuff without seeing much of it, like it's a big hit.
Everybody knows Goku,
right? He's got a Goku action figure, and he just knows, okay, it's Dragon Ball Z. He never seen Dragon Ball Z.
Hell yeah!
But he's like, okay, I know this is Goku. I know he goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I think 50 years from now, Goku gonna be to kids what Superman was when we were younger. Like everybody's gonna know, old, young, everybody's gonna know.
Right, and all the Dragon Ball Z T-shirts. Man, I wish I had the one I got. I have like a Dragon Ball Z shirt around here, but it doesn't have Goku. It's got like, oh, here it is. It's got like a black guy.
Oh, that's fire.
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. That's fire. Yeah, I've seen people draw black Dragon Ball characters. That's fire. Black Gohan, Black Goku. Yeah.
And like, I have 3 books published right now. The first 2 books, the protagonist is supposed to be like a black, like how I imagine a black Dragon Ball Z character. Even to like the Saiyan Saga Goku with the ripped pants and the belt around it, and then the abs showing. Like that's his superhero costume.
Gotcha.
Like so, very Dragon Ball Z inspired.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah. So, Pokemon has had a huge impact as well because Pokemon. Yeah. Nobody thought Pokemon was gonna last.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. People used to say, "Oh, it's just a trend. It's not. It's just a fad. It ain't gonna be."
I could see adults saying that. I
mean, look at South Park. South Park's got a whole episode about it.
Really?
You want to see how people thought about it? Look at those South Park episodes from like 20-something years ago. The South Park episode came out like almost like a couple weeks after the Pokemon anime came out.
And
it was all about how the Pokemon anime is just going to be a fad. Nobody's going to care in 20 years.
Yeah. Those games, the cards, and the anime just made sure that thing kept in the zeitgeist culture for years.
Sailor Moon, too. Sailor Moon, people love Sailor Moon.
Man, I love Sailor Moon. I haven't watched Sailor Moon since I was a kid, and I do need to rewatch it. But I banged with to me, Sailor Moon and Goku were like neck and neck, but
Right.
Sailor Moon didn't get as many like adaptations and spin-offs and continuations to my knowledge. I think they did a reanime or they did like something new with it in the last
Yeah,
10
recently.
years. I didn't
Yeah.
see it. I heard mixed reviews, but other than that, like there was no like, Sailor Moon Z or Sailor Moon Super to my knowledge. I don't know. I don't remember how her story ends, but if they were to bring Sailor Moon back,
I
it'd
know
be
they
that.
redubbed the original Sailor Moon. It was airing on Toonami like not too long ago. Like within the last year. It was airing on
Mm-hmm.
Toonami.
Gotcha. Yeah, I
But
mean, I check out the new. I need to rewatch the OG because my sister
yeah.
also put me on the Sailor Moon back in the day.
We gotta get you some Sailor